tragedy in Dover, a domestic incident claiming 3 lives, once again reminds us this time of year can be even more difficult when it comes to domestic violence.
Dr. Scott Hadland works with kids and families as Chief of Young and Adult and Adolescent Medicine at Mass General for Children. Dr. Hadland, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So what is it about this time of year that can really make it tougher for folks who are already struggling?
Right, Jessica, it is a difficult time of year for many people. And, this tragedy really reminds us that there's a lot going on in people's lives that we don't always know about. And even for pediatricians and doctors like me who try to build trust with families and try to know about what's going on behind closed doors, we often aren't privy to this information because it's so deeply personal. And so, our partners out in the community who are the real experts on working with families who are struggling with domestic violence will tell us this time of year is really stressful for a few different reasons. First of all, it's financially stressful. We're spending a lot of money, and that puts a strain on families. It's also really emotionally fraught. Families are coming back together and experiencing old conflicts in ways that can be really distressing. And complicating all of this, a lot of people drink alcohol over the holidays. And so that really is a setup for domestic violence. Throughout all of this, too, families who may be leaning on community supports may find that those services aren't available to them over the holidays because they're closed down.
Yes. Okay. So as a pediatrician, we know you interact with parents and other family members as well. What kinds of signs can you look for, even if it's just, during that maybe hour-long annual appointment or something like that?
Right. Yeah, we pediatricians are trained to always be on the lookout for domestic violence. And, it's not always just the obvious injuries that a child might have. In fact, often children are spared from violence that might affect a parent or might affect another sibling. And so we want to be on the lookout for other red flags in a child. And so things that we'll look for are a child that has suddenly become anxious or depressed for reasons that, are unclear. They might become withdrawn at school with their friends and their activities, not engaged in the things that they usually like. They might start to have sleep problems like nightmares or wetting the bed or behavioral outbursts at school. For teenagers, they might turn to drugs and alcohol as a way to cope or might start to show signs of violence in their own romantic relationships.
And it's fair to say we all kind of experience some sort of additional stress this time of year. You're mentioning some of the warning signs. Are there warning signs that people can look for that it could be something more? And how can we help if we are noticing them?
Right. Yeah, no, I think I got to be really clear that it's one thing to struggle this time of year, and it's a very different thing to, perpetrate the truly heinous act of harming somebody that you love. And so I do think it's important for us to all be on the lookout for when a situation starts to have some of these red flags. And unfortunately, perpetrators of domestic violence can often hide it really quite well. In fact, they can be charming in some situations. And so we often want to look for signs that somebody that we care about is being affected by violence or excessive emotional control. And so again, we might look for somebody that we love who's in a domestic violence situation involving, their parent being abusive or a partner being abusive. That victim or survivor rather might actually have signs of anxiety or depression. They might be withdrawn. They might not come out to social events the way that they used to, or if they do, they might avoid eye contact and seem a little bit distant. They might also check in with their partner sort of excessively and making decisions, big or small, particularly when those decisions involve them being out of the house and away from the person who is being abusive. If you have any concerns about somebody that you love, or if you yourself are worried that you might be in an abusive relationship, there are fantastic services available nationally. The National Domestic Violence Hotline has a great website. It's thehotline.org. And through that website, you can call, text, or chat to get help.
Well, Dr. Scott Hadland, thank you so much. You popped that number up on the screen. We'll pop it up again in just a moment. But again, we appreciate your time talking about this very important issue. Once again, that number for the National Domestic Violence Hotline there on your screen, 800-799-7233. Dr. Hadland, thank you so much.